Hello everyone, and you're still watching the course about the best multiplayer in GTA 5 Region P. Today is a short lesson and we will talk about markers, checkpoints, blips, and call shapes. Let's start from markers. Markers is just visual element, there is no additional functionality and they're created just to show the players that something is happening in this place. Usually they're working like in chain with the call shapes, but we'll talk about them some later. First of all, let's create the command that will accept one parameter and it will take the type of marker. So to create the marker, we need to call the create marker method from nappy.marker. There's some overloads, but we will use overload number 3. So as a first parameter, it take marker type. The second one is just a position. Player.position. The third one is the direction. It's useless, absolutely useless in markers, so we can just create a new vector. It should be empty. The third one is rotation. It's also useless, I think. The next one is a scale. We'll use only one. And as the next parameter, we need to provide the color in RGB. We'll create just the red one, and we'll set the alpha channel for 100, just to make it a little bit transparent. Next parameter is bob up and down. If you will set it to true, the marker will go up and down sometimes. We can't like set the duration and other shit. So when we are joining the server, we can type the command marker, and we need to provide the type, for example 0. And as you can see, there's a red marker here. Also, all links for the marker types will be in the description. Let's talk about checkpoints now. So they're almost the same as the markers, and you probably met them in GTA Online races. Let's create the same command. As you can see, we created the new field, previous checkpoint, and just setting the new variable direction in it. The only difference between checkpoint and marker is that you can set the direction. So now every new checkpoint will look at the previous one. Let's create the first one. Now let's go some meters away and create the second one. As you can see, it looking at the previous one, and this one too. So it's like the same systems as in race. What about blips? Blips, it's all those icons that you can see on your map and minimap. Let's create the small method. So to create the blip, we need to use the class napi.blip and method createBlip. So about the parameters, first one is a sprite. It's ID of the icon that will be displayed on the map. All icons will be in the descriptions. Next one is a position. The third one is a scale. Byte color is the number of the color. They also will be in the description. The next one is a name that will be displayed in your map. Alpha, it's the parameter of transparent, how transparent will be your icon. Next one is useless, it's not working, the draw distance. Next one is a short range. It's a very interesting functionality. It tells us will be the blip showed if we are far away from it. The next one is rotation, it's rotation in degrees, and dimension is just a dimension. So let's create two blips with different parameters. The first one will be with false as a short range, and the second one with true as a short range. So now we can take our car and just show the difference between these parameters. And as you can see, the red one is disappearing from our minimap if we are not looking at it. And the white one is always on our map. So that's the difference. Now let's talk about the call shapes. They have some functional. It's the entity that creating like a zone and watching if any entity is entering this zone or left this zone. So we are using the napi.callShapeZone and method create cylinder call shape. We will usually use this type. What about parameters? The first one is the position, the second one is the range of this zone, the third one is the height of this zone, and the last one is just a dimension. Also, the Colshape object is triggering two events: on entity enter Colshape and on entity exit Colshapes. When some entity entering it, it triggers the first one and left, and when entity left, it's triggering the second one. So let's create two methods. First one will give us 100 armor, and the second one will clear our armor. So the game is launched. Let's create the new Colshape. For example, with range 5. And as you can see, when we created the Colshape, we have the full armor, because we already entered this Colshape. But if we will leave this zone, it will clear our armor. It's good, but we can't see anything. We can't see this zone, so it's better to use the Colshapes in chain with the markers. So I just created the new line of code, and this line of code is creating the marker in stack with our Colshape. The one thing I want to talk about: when we're creating the Colshape, there's a diameter, and when we're creating the marker, there's a radius. So we need to multiply our radius, our scale, by 2. And when we're creating the new Colshape with marker, we have this zone. And as you can see, it's like a sniper. So today we talked about markers, about their difference with checkpoints, what is a Blips, and how to make a basic functionality with Colshapes. Don't forget that useful links like the icons of markers, Blips, the colors, and other useful links will be in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, press your like, it will really help us to be better. So see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.